thoughts. Hopefully you do good things. Everybody has a competition in their brain of good thoughts and bad thoughts. Hopefully they win. The good thoughts win. For me, I always have both. I have like the thing I believe, the good thing. That's the thing I believe. And then there's this thing.
T'Challa. Oh yeah, I watched fucking Black Panther. Was it this weekend? No, actually, I think it was last Friday. I watched it. Took my kids to see it. I was worried about this movie, to be honest with you, because I mean it was getting so much hype. And we live in such strange times right now where, you know, like you can't legitimately criticize anybody anymore, without being called either racist or sexist, because I mean, like with the Me Too movement, right? If you even attempt to to legitimately criticize a woman for some reason, and especially if you're a guy, you are the biggest fucking sexist, misogynist, unwoke person on the fucking planet now. Like apparently now there are no women that are assholes anymore. But so I was worried. I was worried that the reason everybody was calling Black Panther, or the reason that people are making such a huge fucking fuss over it. I thought like, okay, is it really that good, or is this just sort of an or not an overcorrection, because of the whole Oscars and Grammys or whatever fucking thing, where it's like, oh, what the fuck is up with the non-diversity? I worry because there's lots of, you see it happening all the time, right? I mean, especially with the women's movement, right? And I don't mean to keep harping on that, but like suddenly everything a woman does is brave and heroic. If a woman decides that she's not going to go to the fucking gym and she's just going to become a fat piece of shit, all of a sudden now she's brave and heroic, and instead of just actually what she really is, which is fucking lazy and gross, but whatever. I mean, not saying that if you don't go to the gym you're gross, or if that you're fat that you're gross. It's not fucking brave. Okay, you deciding that instead of having some discipline and eating right, you're just gonna fucking have no discipline and you're gonna eat fucking cake and pizza. There's nothing fucking brave about that. But anyway, sorry, I don't know why I fucking went off on the attacking fucking fat chicks rant. Oh God, how much do the women hate me right about now? Look, I just say shit, okay? It usually sounds worse than what it's intended. So hopefully, if this is your first, almost said outing. If this is the first time you've heard this podcast, my apologies. But actually, I'm not gonna apologize. I'm a fucking idiot. Okay, I'm a fucking moron. I say shit and then I realize after I fucking said it that, maybe I shouldn't have fucking, made fun of fucking fat chicks. But anyway, getting back to Black Panther, I did watch the movie and I went into it. I mean, I love comic book movies anyways, because I'm a huge fucking comic book geek. So it was almost guaranteed that I was gonna like the movie. I was just assuming going into it that like it's not gonna be as good as everybody's claiming it, because I'm a fucking cynical cunt, I'm jaded. I assume that people are just sort of stroking this movie, because just the current climate. So I went in thinking that, it's just going to be your run-of-the-mill fucking superhero movie. And for a minute there in the beginning, I thought I was right. I was just, because it kind of, it doesn't suck in the beginning, but it's very just blah, like, all right, this fucking, I was worried. to say the least. For the first, I would say maybe half an hour of the movie, you're just like, oh no, people gave this hype for no fucking reason. They're just like, it's an overcorrect, right? It's instead of, because it would feel like if people watched Black Panther and came away from it and were like, the movie fucking sucked, and suddenly it becomes like this message of, well, maybe fucking films that are just all like 99% black actors don't quite work, and maybe we shouldn't even consider fucking Idris Elba as the next James Bond. It's just, if we live in a climate now that the things, everybody's walking around on fucking eggshells over here. I mean, I'm a perfect example of it, right? Like, it's okay to call somebody that decides, or call a woman that decides, or man, it doesn't fucking matter, but decides to, that they're not gonna have any fucking discipline and they're gonna eat shit and become a fat fuck. It's okay to dislike that, but for some reason, because of the Me Too movement in this fear that if you call a woman out on her bullshit, that somehow you're a fucking misogynist. I did it myself, right? I did the fucking overcorrect, like, oh, I shouldn't fucking say that, and I'm a fucking idiot, and all. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, so first half hour of the movie, I'm like, fuck, people were just hyping it up because it's it is a movie that is like 99% black cast. There's a couple of white people sprinkled in here and there, but most of the movie is just black actors, right? And so I was like, all right, well, I can enjoy the movie because I fucking I'm into comic book movies and shit, and and I'm well versed on fucking Black Panther. So for me it was just like, all right, well, this is just gonna be the run of the mill. But then I don't know, like after that half an hour, it suddenly got fucking awesome. And I was like, okay, I get it now. I get why everybody is so fucking jazzed about this movie, because it actually is kind of fucking awesome. And I don't know, it was a weird experience, because I came in there expecting that it was going to be just sort of mediocre. The beginning had me sort of confirming that, and then it just suddenly took me by surprise and was like, holy shit, this is a fucking good movie. And and I understand now why it's still dominating the fucking box office at this point. I mean, I actually want to go fucking back and watch it again. And I mean, there's only been a few comic hero based movies where I was like, you know what, I need to see this shit again. The first was the fucking Dark Knight with Heath Ledger as the Joker. Like, that movie I could watch a million fucking times, just because it's so unique in in comparison to other comic book movies. And this one is also another one. This is a Black Panther. It is it's a fucking great movie. So I don't know. I don't know when I turned to fucking Siskel and Ebert, but wait, which one of them is dead? Is it Ebert? Is that those aren't their first names, right? It isn't, like, his first name isn't Ebert, right? Or was? Is he the one that's dead, or is it fucking Siskel? All I know is the guy that you would think should have been the one that died already isn't, because the fat guy with the fucking glasses is still up and walking. And, the other guy that just, I think he had like a bald head. He had like the fucking bozo the clown fucking hairstyle going, where it's just completely bald on top, but he kept the sides. Fellas, if you happen to have one of these fucking hairstyles, or or just or if you're young and you haven't quite experienced the hair loss, do yourself a favor. Just go completely bald headed. You look stupid with that little fucking patch of shit. I mean, every time I see a guy that's completely fucking bald on top and just has decided they're gonna keep the sides and the back, I call it the fucking bozo the clown. Right, it's or homie the clown, or where it's just you look stupid. Just fucking shave it. You don't have to go completely skin deep. I mean, I shave my head with a razor, so my head is as bald as it can possibly get. Although I could grow out my hair. It just, I don't know what the fuck am I talking about. All I'm saying is that stop with the fucking bozo the clown, okay? But what the fuck was I talking about? How did I start talking about fucking hair loss? Oh yeah, the turning into fucking Siskel and Ebert over here. If you haven't seen Black Panther, I highly recommend you go watch that fucking movie. It is it's fucking great. I mean, you gotta get past that first like half an hour to 45 minutes where you're just like, Jesus. Like it's kind of slow, and it's like, I don't, I mean, I was ready to be just completely write it off and just be like, all right, people are just hyping this shit up because all of the actors are African American, but no, it gets so much fucking better after that half an hour, 45 minutes. So, and it doesn't, even though it's a pretty long movie, it's like, well, it's, typical for a comic book movie, right? About 2 hours, 2.5 hours, something like that. Like even though it is, long, it doesn't feel like it. There isn't a point where I'm like, okay, well, this shit fucking. The only thing that I will say, and it's not just this movie, it's all of the fucking Marvel, universe, or even I guess DC is starting to do it now. Why the fuck? I mean, like, okay, yeah, I we all like the after credit fucking, little, I don't know, little clips or whatever that you get to see of like maybe what's gonna happen next or whatever. I dig it, but can you do it a little fucking sooner? I don't want to have to sit there for like 10 fucking minutes while with this fucking music that I find annoying is playing, and and there's a bunch of fucking names rolling across the screen that I couldn't give two shits about. I mean, like, I understand why they do like the fucking credits, because the people that took part in the fucking movie, they want to feel like, oh, I had something to do with this. But is there really anyone out there that goes to the movie and is fucking jazzed about the fucking credits? I've never at any time been like, what, I can't wait to fucking see the credits. And I mean, if you're gonna roll the credits, then fucking speed those bitches up. Because nobody fucking cares. The only people that care, like they got like, oh, the best grip, or the fucking catered by whatever. The only people that fucking care about this are those people. Nobody else. Maybe their family to be like, hey, I fucking know that guy. He fucking once, made a fucking bologna sandwich for fucking Mel Gibson or some shit. Like nobody really gives a fuck. So speed them up. But if you are going to put the fucking post-credit clips, you gotta do it sooner. Especially if, like with this movie, Black Panther, there's 2 of them, right? The first one comes at a fairly decent, amount of time, right? It's not too long. If you've watched any of the fucking superhero movies, you've kind of grown to expect that, all right, you just gotta wait a couple of minutes, and then there'll be a little fucking clip for you to watch. But it's the second one where it's just like, I mean, we almost left, but I looked it up and I was like, okay, let me just make sure that we're not gonna fucking miss something, right? And so. I looked it up and was like, oh, there's fucking 2 post-credit fucking scenes. So I was like, all right, well, let's wait and see what fucking happens. And I mean, it's literally between the first fucking post-credit fucking what is it? Fucking scene or whatever. It's like 5-6 minutes later. which doesn't seem like a lot of time, except when you've been sitting in a fucking theater for like 2.5 hours and you just want to get the fuck out of there. You know, just do the after credit scenes fucking immediately. You can let like the cast, right? The people that played the fucking roles, you can do that. Okay, because those might be actual names that people are interested in. You might want to be like, oh, I didn't know that fucking guy, and there he is or whatever. But I don't want to see it like after you've named like the lady that fucking dusted the costumes. Like, I don't give a fuck. Just after the cast, show me the fucking post credits scene so I can get the fuck out of there. But yeah, for those of you that haven't watched it, like I said, the first half an hour to 45 minutes it's just blah. I mean, it's not fucking boring, but it doesn't line up with all the fucking hype that the movie's getting. But as soon as that half an hour, 45 minutes is up, it just fucking becomes this awesome fucking movie. So if you haven't watched it, and if you are one of those people that cares about fucking the post credit scenes, there are two of them. The first one comes pretty fucking soon, and then the last one is like, it takes fucking forever. But yeah, you should definitely fucking see. But there is, since I'm fucking being the old movie critic today, there is one movie that I would say is absolutely fucking horseshit, and you should never fucking watch it. It's not even a new movie. I had some free time in between trying to keep this house fucking cleaned up this weekend, and my son's first scrimmage game. I was watching the Bye Bye Man, right? Which automatically should be a signal that, all right, it's fucking stupid. The fucking title, like, who's gonna be afraid? Because it's supposed to be a horror flick, right? Like, who's gonna be afraid of somebody called the fucking Bye Bye Man? It's like, that's like something like when you're a fucking child. Like, yeah, okay, I could understand, maybe being afraid of something like that. But it was just, it just, I don't know. I don't expect too much out of horror films anymore, just because it seems like a lot of producers and directors and shit, they've ran out of fucking ideas, right? There are some that are just, that genuinely understand that you don't have, that it doesn't have to be a fucking jump scare every every fucking 30 seconds. Jump scares, I don't know. Some people fucking hate them. I don't mind them so long as that's not the only, so long as there's other elements in the movie that are, that are fucking terrifying or unnerving or whatever. But, if you're relying 100% on jump scares, then I'm not a fucking fan. Hold on a second, people. I just gotta do something real quick, and it won't even seem like anything, but, just hold up. And I'm back. Sorry. Had to let my dog in. Hey, go sit down. Go sit down. What, you want to be on the podcast? You want to say hello? Say something. Ruff. 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 Mama. Mama. Ruff. Oh. Come on, you're making me look stupid here. Fucking say something. Ruff. 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 Hey. Mama. Ruff. Alright, fuck you then. Go fuck yourself. Cunt, made me look stupid. Anyway, what the fuck was I talking about? Here's little toenails. Always sounds like he's tap dancing. But yeah, lay your fucking lazy ass down. Anyway, the fuck was I talking about? the fucking the Bye Bye Man and jump scares and shit. I don't mind jump scares. Even when I know that they're fucking coming, sometimes it's so fucking obvious. Like for example, um, if the character is like looking through like a keyhole or a little fucking crack in the door or some shit, you can pretty much always expect that there's going to be a sudden appearance of a face or another eye or some shit like that, right? It's one of those things where it's coming, and occasionally you'll still get surprised by it, but anyway, I don't have a problem with jump scares so long as you have other elements in the movie that are you know that kind of hold up the creepiness. But this fucking movie, I mean, not only did it not really have any, I mean, it had a couple of fucking jump scares, but they weren't even like I mean, you could see them coming, but even if you couldn't see them coming, you wouldn't be like, I mean, it wouldn't even fucking cause you to jump. It's a stupid fucking movie that really never gets scary at all. The fucking antagonist, right, is the fucking specter or whatever that's in the movie isn't scary at all. It kind of reminds me of and I really don't give a shit if I'm spoiling the fucking plot here. Trust me when I say, if you haven't seen this fucking movie, there is no reason to fucking see it. There is nothing scary. I mean, it's like they completely phoned in the fucking entire movie. The acting is fucking horrific. Horrific. I mean, it's just, like, it's always the typical fucking thing, right? Like, you have the guy, you have one guy that's with the girl that, they're all lovey-dovey, but, like, the girl fucking is just your typical fucking, horror flick character. And then the guy, he's like, he's a little fucking awkward, and a little, just like a mix between nerdy and fucking what is it, like emo or goth or whatever. And then then they have the other guy, the black dude, which obviously is going to be the fucking athlete, right? And it's just like, bro, you don't want to fucking go to bed without fucking, it's just, I don't even know how to, it's so fucking bad, I can't even do it. I'm not even a good actor, and I can't even act that fucking bad. I mean, I probably could, but, it was just too fucking typical. And then, of course, because, it's two dudes and this chick, and obviously, there's going to be a point where somebody's going to get jealous, and, and whatever, and of course it fucking happens. And, I don't know. Like, it was such a fucking shitty movie. Like, I don't even really like fucking talking about it, because it was just, I mean, if what they were going for was scary, they completely fucking missed the mark there. And I mean, it seemed like, it could have been a good movie if they had done it right. So, okay, here's basically the premise of the movie, right? You're supposed to and this is what doesn't make any fucking sense, right? Like supposedly, if you say the fucking guy's name, the Bye Bye Man, right, that means that he's gonna come for you, right? It takes him a while to fucking come for you. At first he just fucks with you, makes you see shit, uh, but he's always, apparently he's waiting around to hear his fucking name. Like, for some reason he can't fucking attack you unless you've said his fucking name, right? And basically, he drives the people crazy, makes them see shit that they shouldn't fucking see, and sometimes you end up killing somebody that you didn't think that, or that you thought was somebody fucking else, and then of course, after you've already fucking killed them, then suddenly you see who you've really fucking killed. It's just typical fucking horror film fucking bullshit, right? But where was I going with this? I don't know. I mean, it could have been a good fucking premise, but it's like, it almost feels to me Oh wait, I was talking about like what the fucking premise of the movie is, right? So you're not supposed to say his fucking name, and what the characters end up doing is they, as they're slipping in the fucking madness, they're like, you end up writing like, don't say it, don't think it, don't fucking say it, don't, like, over and over and over again. And it's like, okay, but wait a minute. How are you not supposed to fucking think or say this fucking guy's name if you spend all your time telling yourself don't say it, don't? I mean, of course you're gonna fucking think it, right? Unless you're just going to, for the rest of your fucking life, just repeat that over and over and over again so that you don't fucking say the name. But I mean, it's stupid, right? That's a stupid fucking, because it's one of those things, right? Like, once, if I say fucking, cheeseburger, right? You're gonna think of a fucking cheeseburger. Now, if I say, well, okay, now don't think about a fucking cheeseburger, it's next to impossible. You can't fucking do it, because all you can think about is fucking either the cheeseburger or not thinking about a cheeseburger. And if you're trying to not think about a cheeseburger, you're still technically thinking about a fucking cheeseburger, right? So, it's fucking stupid. It had potential to be good if maybe, I don't know, they had some actors that could actually fucking act, and if they had focused more on trying to scare people rather than, like, the focus seemed to be more on, or at least at some point, or a lot of points during the fucking movie, it seemed to be like like the guy getting jealous of the fucking, of his friend getting too close to his girl. I mean, in fact, they sort of like foreshadowed it, because they move into this fucking house, and you know and they're having a fucking house party, and of course, they're fucking dancing around, and the boyfriend is kind of off to the side talking to his brother, and the girl's out on the fucking dance floor, and she's, dancing kind of freaky with his friend, and his brother's like, oh, you're a better man than me, fucking, if that were me, I'd be, he's just sort of alluding to what's gonna fucking happen eventually, right? It's, what do they call it? Foreshadowing, that eventually there's gonna be this fucking moment where he's gonna turn super fucking jealous, and, what do you know? It fucking, that's exactly what happens and shit. And it's just a shitty fucking movie. Shitty from beginning to fucking end. Not to mention, I forgot to talk about this, or to mention it. Um, this fucking Bye Bye Man guy, he has a dog that comes with, like, some fucking, I don't know, demon fucking dog with him. So, it's just like, how scary can you really be if you need a fucking demon dog to to up your fucking scary game. It's just a stupid fucking movie that you really shouldn't fucking watch. And I know that you're probably like, well, you didn't really describe it very well. Trust me, I described it fucking perfectly. Watch it at your own risk. If you're one of these people that you like to watch just stupid fucking movies, just because it's gonna be fucking stupid. I mean, I like movies like that. I watch them all the fucking time, but I turned this one on assuming, actually, I fucking recorded it, right? Because I saw it and I was like, oh, I didn't get a chance to see that when it was in the fucking theaters. I want to see what that's about, but I didn't have, I wasn't able to watch it at the time, so I fucking, programmed it into the fucking DVR and was like, I'm gonna watch this at some point. And I decided this weekend I was gonna watch it, and I was like, God, all this was it was like a hour and a half of wasted fucking time. Not one time did I feel fucking scared. And for me, how long have I been talking about fucking movies? Jesus, a half an hour I've been talking about this shit. I don't know, I'll just quickly wrap this shit up. Like, for me, if something's fucking, like, something's not scary unless I feel fucking, like, when it's dark, or when nighttime rolls around. If I'm not, like, slightly fucking creeped out, then it wasn't fucking scary. And this was one of those movies where you could watch middle of the fucking night, lights out, empty fucking house in the middle of fucking nowhere, and still not be fucking creeped out. That's how fucking unscary this shit is. And that's that about fucking does it for my fucking movie review. My apologies. You know. You know what I discovered? I don't like fucking live music. No, I don't mean like going to a concert and seeing live music. Well, even then, I mean, I think really like I've been to quite a few concerts in my life, and the only one that that I could say that you know what that was a good fucking concert, and I'm glad I fucking went to see it was I saw Prince before he died, and he put on a fucking fantastic fucking concert. And and it sucks for people that never got to see him live. You missed a fucking a good time. I mean, not too many people. Well, like I was saying, I don't like live music usually, right? Like I've gone to fucking rap concerts, I've been to fucking metal concerts, and everything in between, right? And you go in there expecting that, oh, it's gonna sound exactly like how it sounds when I hear it on the radio or on the fucking MP3, or fucking if you're one of the 10 people still using fucking CDs, you know but you go in there and you expect it to sound that way, and what happens is it fucking doesn't. And you realize almost immediately that part of what you liked about the fucking song or the group was all of the editing that goes in when they release a fucking album, and the fact that they've sort of cleaned up the sound a lot, and and were able to sort of manipulate the to manipulate the sound so that it sounds fucking pleasant. Usually what I find is people just don't sound as good live, and because they don't sound as good, I usually walk away no longer being a fan of their music, or at least not as much of a fan. Like I mean, I was never a fan of fucking No Doubt, right? But I remember I went to I don't know, I was dating some chick and she dragged me to the fucking No Doubt concert. And I wasn't a fan going in, but after hearing them live, it was just like, ugh, fuck, this sounds like shit. And then after that point, I could never listen to another fucking no doubt, whatever. I could no longer listen to any of their songs because it's just like, I know what you really fucking sound like, and you do not sound like this shit. What does this have to do with anything? I don't know. I just I think what the fuck was I was listening to something, right? I was listening to the radio or some shit, and who the fuck was it? Ah, crap, I can't even remember who it was. But it's a group that ordinarily I fucking like their music, but I don't know, they like released a live album, unplugged or whatever, and I was just like, ugh. I really wish I hadn't fucking heard this, because I don't fucking like it. I know that there's some people that think like, oh well, it's more pure. You get to hear the vocals better, or the what. And really, you don't, right? You really don't hear the vocals better, because usually the shit is, the volume is too like it hasn't been tweaked. So I mean, I could understand why maybe somebody is like a music purist is just like, oh, you're one of these people that thinks that music only sounds good on fucking on records. You're very anti fucking MP3 and all of that shit. And you're one of these people that actually thinks fucking jazz is fucking good music. I can understand, if you're one of those types of people. But if you're just an ordinary fucking music listener, I mean, you appreciate music, but you're not like, it's not your fucking life. Hearing a band live it's horrific. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. All right, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. It's Monday. This is the effing podcast for those of you that I don't know. I don't know how you end up listening to a fucking podcast and not know what the fuck you're listening to. But if you are one of the people that somehow ended up listening to this and you're like, oh, what fucking podcast is this? What have I been listening to for the past 35 fucking minutes? This is the effing podcast. I do a couple of these a week, usually Tuesdays and Thursdays, but occasionally, I wake up on a Monday and I'm like, you know what? Let's fucking do it. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna end it here. I hope you had a good weekend. It was cold as shit where I'm at. I really need to get back to fucking Boston because, I'm in California now, and I shouldn't even be fucking cold, but I am. And if you can't tell by my voice, I've got a little bit of a fucking cold. Thanks to I'm gonna put the blame where it fucking belongs. It's thanks to my son. He's a boy. He doesn't fucking he doesn't always cover his mouth when he fucking coughs and sneezes, and he likes to spend a good portion of his time, even though he has his own fucking bedroom. He likes to be in my bedroom on my fucking bed, watching YouTube or whatever, and I don't know why. I mean, I'm not complaining about that. Considering he's 10 years old and he's kind of at this point he should be wanting nothing to do with me. As kids usually that's usually the story with them, right? When they're babies and they're toddlers, they fucking, you can't get away from them. They love you, in a way that, you really can't fucking describe to somebody that doesn't have kids. But then, eventually they reach an age where they, like suddenly you're not as fucking cool and, you're kind of fucking a dork to them. I mean, although my daughter's, she's a teenager and, I don't know. I mean, she's still. I mean, she doesn't treat. She doesn't act like I'm a dork. I mean, she actually does want me to fucking do shit with her. Like, when she went to, she wanted to see 21 Pilots. She asked me to, take her and her friends. Which is something that usually, you rarely hear a teenager be like, yeah, can you come? Can you be with us at this thing that, that we enjoy? You don't hear it too often. So it's like, I know that she doesn't see me as like she's not fucking embarrassed by me yet, but she's definitely not as lovey-dovey as she used to be. But my son is still very much, he's still very lovey-dovey. He's still, I don't know if he ever thought of me as his fucking hero, but he definitely is constantly looking for my approval on stuff. And like when he's out there on his team, playing baseball or whatever, like I see him constantly like looking over to me to, I don't know what he's looking at. I mean, I'm always paying attention. I'm not one of those fucking I've never been one of those parents that is just not paying attention to their kids. I mean, especially, like he's playing a fucking sport. I'm there because he wants to do this, so of course I'm gonna fucking pay attention. But I catch him all the time, just sneaking a peek at me. So it's not that I don't like the fact that he still, like, I still can't get him out of my bed most of the fucking time. It's great, but when he's fucking sick, he's just not. He's a typical fucking boy. We're fucking pigs. We're nasty. I caught his cold, so. But it's going away. Anyway, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. You guys don't give a shit about this. But anyway, I'll I don't know if I'll release another one tomorrow. It just depends on if I have shit to say. But if not, I will. I'll definitely give you guys another podcast sometime this week. So, anyway, I hope you had a good weekend. And it's the beginning of the week, so I know it fucking sucks, but it is what it is, right? Anyways, don't take any shit and go fuck yourself. Peace.